Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily if it is your first time here, and in today's video we're going to be doing just a little bit of a get ready with me. I like to do these about once a month just because I think that they are fun. Today I am kind of in like a little bit of a time crunch. I have class in like a little bit less than an hour, and I also like want to eat breakfast before that, so we're gonna try to get her done. So without further ado, let's jump right into the makeup. Okay, so I just primed and set my eyes off camera because I can just like get it done really fast, and y'all have seen me do it a million times. It's nothing new. I'm going to put some of my Fresh Sugar Watermelon Hydrating Lip Balm on because I didn't put it on last night before I went to bed, and usually I always do. And so I woke up with very crispy lips this morning, which is not necessarily a fun time. I'm gonna start with my eyes, and today I'm just using some Project Pan shadows. Ooh, I forgot I wanted to use ColourPop Ritz today, which is in my Project Pan. Or my Shop My Stash, but I wanted to use it with my Project Pan shadows. My dog is barking. Great start. Okay, so I guess to start with the eyes, we're going to go into Side Effect from the Pure and Raw Beauty Christy palette. Yes, it's still in my Project Pan. No, we don't need to talk about it. I just apparently do a lot less pink looks than I thought I did, but it works really nice as like a transition shade for like warm toned looks. So that's kind of what I'm using it for today. So this ear, my left ear. Oh, I just rubbed my eye. Why did I do that? Currently having some issues with my freaking ear. Yesterday was one of my cousin's birthdays, so we safely went over to my aunt and uncle's house, and we had a pizza and cake and a water balloon fight, and it was very fun, except for when Brad nailed me directly in the ear hole with a water balloon, and obviously it hurt really bad, obviously, but ever since then I like haven't been able to hear out of my ear, and it like feels clogged. So that's kind of what I'm currently dealing with, the issue that I'm currently having. I feel like I always have some sort of issue going on, and that is my current issue, which I'm not gonna say it's an enjoyable time because that would be just like basically a straight up lie. Also, the day that I'm filming this, I have my first nail client today. Very excited for it. A little bit nervous. Like, I think I'm gonna do a really good job. Like, I have confidence, but I'm just nervous that like for some reason I'm gonna like miss or just like completely forget to do a really vital step, which like I guess I could see happening, but it's like I don't want it to, obviously, so I guess I'm a little bit nervous for that. I also just like have a really full and busy day today. So I am filming this, need to eat breakfast, and I have class. It's just a Zoom class, but still class, and that's like almost 2 hours long. It's like 9 to 10:40, and then after that I have client at 12, and then I just have to do like schoolwork, homework and stuff, and then I have beauty school tonight. Oh, that was the wrong shade. I do that a lot. I've been noticing recently that like my eyelids have been a lot more textured than they ever have been, and it's making me a little bit upset because it's like I don't know why that they are like that, but they are, and it's just annoying. Like, it's making my eyeshadow like not apply like smoothly, and it just does not look great. And maybe it's because like for a good long while I was doing really good about like using an eye cream, and like I'm not someone who like swears by eye cream, but I was using an eye cream like every day just because I had it and I wanted to use it up, and then I used it up, so I haven't been using it. And you know, like when I apply eye cream, like I will take it like up and over my eyelids, so maybe now that I'm not using an eye cream, those bad boys are just a little bit extra dry, which is mildly annoying. Guys, I have had this foundation brush for years. It was literally in one of the very first brush sets that I ever bought. Like the Real Techniques like buffing brush, and I've had it since I was probably in like 8th grade, and it's still holding up really well. I don't think a bristle has ever fallen out of it, and it, I find, helps blend my foundation out so much better than any other foundation brush that I have ever used. And also, it has like kept its softness. Like it hasn't gotten like really bristly or like painful. Because I feel like sometimes after you have like a makeup brush for a while, it can get a little bit painful to use. Like it can just start, the bristles like lose their softness, and this one has not. And I'm actually like pretty impressed. But I'm wondering, so Real Techniques, you know, they were, for the longest time I thought that they were actually owned by Sam and Nick Chapman, but like apparently they were just kind of like the face, and I think like maybe the creative developers, like they did design all the brushes, but like it wasn't their brand. Correct me if I'm wrong, I actually am not 100% certain, but I'm wondering if after they left, if the quality of the brushes has changed at all. Because when they were, you know, in it, doing the damn thing, that's like when I bought this brush. Obviously they're amazing, and I'm wondering if, since they have left, if anything has changed. And I guess maybe I'll just take buying a Real Technique brush, or 2 or 3 or 4. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of curious about that, because I know that sometimes when like people leave a company, the quality can almost change. Like I feel like I've heard that a lot talked about with Kevin Aquan. After like the real Kevin Aquan passed away, the brand kind of almost like took a little tumble. And like obviously Kevin Aquan is still like a very popular brand, but it just kind of left what like the OG Kevin Aquan's like vision was, and like what his idea for his brand was. And like I've heard the same thing about Bobbi Brown. Like after Bobbi Brown, I think she like sold her part of the company and like left, it kind of just fell off a little bit. But then you have brands like KVD Vegan Cosmetics and She Who Shall Not Be Named, where she left and things kind of got better. Like, you know, the OG KVD either sold her part or was forced into selling her part. Either way, doesn't really matter, she's out. And the brand kind of got better. And it's like, I feel like it's a brand that is more talked about currently than it like ever, or not ever, but than it has been definitely in like, I'd say like the past 3 to 4 years. Like it kind of was, I won't say that it like, you ever just gotta like beat your powder. I won't say that it completely fell off, because I don't think it did. People were still fans, and there were a few like key products that people really loved, but it was not as talked about and like as it once was. And I don't think that the quality was ever really like compromised, but I think that just like better stuff came out, and so people kind of like stopped using and talking about it. A few things that I think, at least from that brand, that will like never change is their liners. Obviously, tattoo liner probably will always be the best liner I have ever tried. It's just so good. I will say though, Novel Cereal liner is a pretty close second. I really enjoy that liner, and I've been finding myself like reaching for it over literally everything else that I have in my collection, which I guess like in hindsight isn't super surprising that I'm reaching for it over like literally everything else, only because I was not like absolutely head over heels in love with literally anything else. Any other black liquid liner in my collection. I like don't want to jinx anything, but my eyebrows, I meant to say skin, but I was picking up my eyebrow powder as I was trying to say that, and eyebrows came out. Okay, my skin has been doing like, I think a little bit better. Obviously, it's not 100% where I want it to be. I like do really think it is like improving a little bit, which maybe I've just finally found like the right cocktail of like prescription face stuff and just my own skincare, which I will say I have really been loving my skincare routine recently. It's like pretty simple, but it just feels very like nice and hydrating, and I've just really been enjoying it. Guys, I have used the absolute life out of this. This is the Patrick Ta Sheathing Wax Tinted Edition, and it's like, it's so good, and it's like, it's so good to the point where I'm like, when I use this up, which I definitely can see myself using this up this year, it's like, do I even want to try anything else, or do I just want to keep purchasing this because of how much I love it? And like, you know, there are other very similar things like this on the market. ColourPop just came out with like a brow wax. I don't know what they called it. I don't think it's a brow wax, or maybe it is. I don't know. But ColourPop just came out with something pretty like this same type of product, just like their version, you know? And there are definitely more brands who have it. And then like Got to Be Glued hair gel, heard great things about it. But it's like, once you find greatness, you find something that like feels perfect for you. Is it even worth it to keep searching for something better? That just like turns real deep. But that's just where I'm at right now with this. It's like, I love that product. It works really great for me. It is basically my absolute perfect brow product. So like, should I even keep looking for something better? And like, maybe it's just about my mindset going into the product. Like, maybe I'll like want to try something else out further down the line, but it's not like to replace this. Like, maybe it's just a mindset of like, I want to use it because I want to see what it's like. Putting on a brow bone highlight makes me feel powerful. I cannot believe how long it took me to try NARS Laguna Bronzer. It is so stunning. It is like the perfect color. And it's like, I've been doing my makeup for how long without this in my collection? I've had this Ilia multi-stick in my collection for like a good minute now, and I haven't like really used it. I used it once, I think, but I don't really remember it at all. It doesn't seem like overly pigmented. Like, the texture feels maybe a little bit more stiff than like the Tower 28 Peach Please blushes, but it's definitely not as pigmented, like intense as those are. You know, that makes sense? Also, my Auric Beauty Glow Lust, I've been using it as like an under foundation, like almost like just second primer, glow, all over glow type thing. basically since I've gotten it, and that's like almost been exclusively how I've been using it. But I pulled it as my like face highlighter in my most recent Shop My Stash, and holy cow, this is absolutely my new most favorite way to use it. It is the most beautiful face highlighter. Highlighter. It blends in seamlessly to the skin. The shade that I have, I have selenite, is just like absolutely perfect. It is everything I've ever wanted in a cream liquid highlight, and then a little bit more. That was like the most perfect lip line I think I've ever done. Okay, so this lip gloss, Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jelly in the shade Wild. This is the limited edition lip gloss that they just released. 100% of the proceeds from this lip gloss are going to the Cameron Place Foundation, which helps with epilepsy research, which obviously is such a great cause. I couldn't not pick it up. But also, this freaking color is so amazing. Obviously, I put more of like a kind of orange red lipstick underneath in just the center, so it's a little bit brighter, but it is so pretty. I just gave myself a good spray, so I might still look a little wet, but that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I love filming Get Ready With Me's. Usually I go into them and I'm like, I literally have no idea what I'm going to talk about, and then I end up like finding stuff to talk about, which is such a great feeling to, you know, not just sit through a video in silence. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope you will give it a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe before you go, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!